Hey, Simple Jack here, and as you can see, this is the first gameplay stream preview. So we're going to be jumping ahead to the gameplay because if you want to watch the whole stream, you can go watch the whole stream. But we're going to focus on gameplay and cool pics. Alright, as you can see, they are talking about the new engine. So he's going to say something about he figured out for Godrays you need fog, and apparently Godrays I mean, they look really cool. If you know what a Godray is, it's basically the light shining through branches or something like that, and it kind of creates a beam of light. But in order to see that, you of course need the fog or particles in the air, because you can't really see light unless it's reflected from something. So that's what they're talking about right here. We're going to jump to some of the screenshots because those are the cool, or gameplay, because those are some of the cool stuff. So as you can see, that's some of the Godrays that they were talking about. You can see the fog, and then of course you can see the beam of lights through the trees, through the clouds, everything like that. It seems like such a simple effect, but it adds a whole bunch of realism to the game, and it can create some really interesting looks, if you can see. The fog, they say, is pretty prominent. Of course, you need that for a bunch of the graphics upgrades to make it look more interesting. But if you notice here, the reflections on the water are pretty solid. This is more fog, of course. More fog equals more Godrays, providing there's sun. But look how dense that gets. I'm really looking at the grass. Here's the textures. The texture on the asphalt was pretty cool. And you can see the lighting has an effect on the as well, not just the sun. You have lamps at night with kind of the dust in the air. You see the cone at the top. Of course, early morning moisture, you're going to have like fog on the ground. You can also see that it doesn't go all the way up. It's a cloud on the ground, that's what fog is. You wouldn't think it would add that much to the game, but currently it's not there. So the fact that you can see this kind of blows your mind how much a little effect, well, I say it's a little, but it was probably pretty complicated to implement. Such a little tweak could add so much more. Because if you look at it, you look at the textures, you look at everything, it's not really that much completely different from Farming Simulator 22. In fact, the trees look very similar, maybe a little more dense, like he was saying. But I mean, it's kind of, they already did quite a lot as it was. But they had to accommodate the older consoles. Like this right here seems like something you could get out of Farming Simulator 22 with the trees. Although maybe they'd have a few different shapes of trees, because there's only so many shapes of trees you can have in the game. I doubt they're doing anything truly dynamic, like a tree grows in a different way, but that would be interesting. But the trees look about the same in my opinion. They'll probably tweak them a little bit. Of course, the lighting effects are going to change it. We always had Reshade, which was a kind of a lighting mod that you could do a lot of cool stuff with Farming Simulator 22. I assume that's still going to be in 25 as a mod, but they'll have more things to work with, I guess, or it won't have to change it so much. They're not talking about mods yet. They're going to talk about that, I think, tomorrow. But I think next is going to be something the cloud shadows. If you notice that, there's cloud shadows on the ground.
Atmosphere. So now they're more broken up. It's
yeah,
almost
he's
like
right.
each individual cloud is
I mean, it's more of a It's more of a, just probably a moving skybox or anything. But the little shadows on the ground still adds a bit more interesting features to it. It's not just kind of a blank arcade sandbox, which is kind of what it is right now. Oh, is that a little particle? Look at that little particle right there.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, you know, when
Interesting.
it's like dynamically created, so when you have a cloudless sky, you're not going to have shadows. So don't send any buckets.
I wonder what that was.
On a,
Well, maybe we'll see it again.
like a bright blue sky. Yeah.
Yeah, right there, right above the 24. What is that?
From the Giant Engine 10, we got,
Is that a bird or something?
We've got several improvements, but of course, like the general overall performance.
Well, okay, he just said something about performance.
That we've done so that we can
So that's going to be a big deal for the people with. Well, I mean, if you notice that the specs aren't that much different from Farming Simulator 22, just kind of updated, which you'd expect. But they say they've improved performance, which they kind of have been doing slightly with the Farming Simulator 22 graphics and performance, like little gains here and there. But if they've really tweaked it, maybe we'll be taking more cores. Of course, they're not going to get that deep into this, but it'd be interesting if we take more advantage of more cores processing, like multiple cores, because I know sometimes you would have. You may have 16 cores or whatever, or 8 cores with hyper-threading sometimes, and you'd only really be using 2 of them. And like one of them would be maxed, and the other one maybe not so much, or just one. So there's like little particles there. That is so interesting. That's a little tiny effect, unless it's his mouse. No, I don't think there's a mouse on there. I don't think he has a mouse. I think these are videos.
Have like more variations. Okay. Now, so they.
So they've really done a lot of work on particle effects, I think. This is basically what we're saying. Look at the density of that wheat. I think that's wheat, yeah. But that is really. You'd be surprised how much a bunch of PNGs, because those are really just flat textures. If you look at it, they're not individual stalks or anything like that. It's just. They just kind of layer it and give it a kind of a volume map on it.
Maybe I'm there in the back. Yeah, like just tiny little.
He's talking about draw distance now. You can see. I mean, you can see far in the back, but but I don't know what type of computer they're. They're going to take this like probably running like a 4090 or or maybe one of the AI processors on this thing. And here's the new map for USA, Riverbend Springs,
it has more than 70 fields in the game,
which I assume is going to be involving rivers. It's going to be a big deal, kind of like Silver Run Forest was mostly mountainous. It's going to be, like he says, long roads, Riverbend Springs. There's going to be rivers. They're not going to say where it is, but it'd be interesting if it was like actually like on the Mississippi or something like that.
Slice of home as well.
I doubt it.
Yeah. So you
That'd be cool though. Because I mean, that's an important river.
Right. Also, look at the hood of the tractor.
That would be really cool. Have a Mississippi map.
I'm like looking at the landscape, and you point that out.
But hey, look at the reflections on the hood there. That's really cool. Reflections are always. I say that, but you don't know what you're going to get with.
Glad you like it.
With the graphics cards or whatever that you're going to hold, or you're going to have in your machine. Because like I said, they more than likely took this with a like the highest end they could get. Because why wouldn't you? There's a boat. I am not counting on us being able to have boats. It'd be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you'd think with a river-based map you could have boats. It would be cool if you could do fishing. They don't. No, I want them to focus on farming simulator, unless you do fish farms. But then you don't. They could do fish farms. I mean, it's the same. It's a similar idea. It's another livestock. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Since they are doing a rice as a more aquatic. It's an aquatic crop, kind of aquatic crop. Wouldn't it be interesting if they did like fish as a bit of life? Oh, there's. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you can use it. That's cool.
Oh, he was just kind of gliding across the water and it was causing ripples. That looks very similar to like Soul Run Forest. That looks very similar. The water, like they're talking about right here, there's more Godrays. But the water reflections, they did a lot of work on the water, obviously. You can see the direct reflections. I mean, that's kind of standard nowadays in most engines. So it looks like they really focused heavily on the engine this time around, which is good. I mean, the engine was kind of pushing it there, I think, a little bit.
So to cross the river,
bridges.
You need bridges.
So the ferry, so I guess there technically is a boat. In order to cross it, you have to engage the ferry. Interesting.
I can't wait to see how
the little wave or the wake from whatever he's in. I guess he's just kind of. I mean, he's just floating across, and it's causing a wake.
To get some work done.
All right, so now they are talking about
dealers to actually buy tractors,
more of the equipment.
You need
So there's going to be a dealership, of course, but he's basically outlining that they're all kind of very close in the map. They're close together.
So that's like all in one place. Central location.
Which, I mean, makes sense because that's where the town would be.
Buy your machines, and of course we're gonna have a lot of machines in the game again. We're gonna have more than 400.
Okay, so they're gonna have 400 different machines in them.
And cool. Here, we just show you a bit like the.
Wait a minute, is that animals in the pen at the animal dealer?
I just wanted to tell you, yes.
Okay, animals in the pen. Okay.
Before you buy them.
That's a nice little touch.
But I mean, that could just be a map element. Look at the little. Look at the steam on the manure or silage, whatever it is.
It has that same like kind of small town, like rural America feel to it, because it wasn't like a big industrial animal dealer. It was like it was a small.
You got the slurry tank there.
You really feel.
Yeah, look at the steam right there on the manure heap.
That's cool.
I mean, that's what happens.
I hope you guys
It's a pile of manure.
And of course, I mean, send all your feedback in. Kermit's going to read it. You're going to answer to every single post there. No, I'm repeating myself. Yeah. I mean,
okay, they just said something about the forestry. I mean, there's already been forestry. They keep saying they've done a lot of. I mean, that screenshot looks pretty cool. Because it does look like the trees are more defined.
Adding that little bit of extra feel of like really being immersed in them.
I don't know. It's I mean, without seeing more of it and actually digging into it, and of course knowing what specs they're running. Oh, man, I may have to upgrade my computer. I hope not. I can barely afford it as it is. What do we have? So they've got more tree. Oh, the bark looks pretty cool. They upgraded the texture there.
And what these pathways, Martin? There was something in the trailer earlier that we showed a motorbike.
Okay.
This doesn't look like a
a motorbike. Okay, so this trail is for like a motorbike. There was already mods in FS25 with motorbikes, but now you can have I don't know. That tree looks really good. They really might have done it. Oh, you've got the.
I don't know
the meadow grass flowers. The meadow grass is very dense. I like it.
That even had more detail too, right? Like it even feels fuller, which is really nice. And then of course you.
Oh, that view.
Yeah, the view.
It's must be a nice view there.
You got a little lookout tower like from Silver Run Forest.
So let's jump right into.
All right. So here is kind of what everybody's been really waiting for.
See our beautiful map.
This is actual gameplay footage. He's not playing it directly. Probably not on that little laptop.
So that's what's this? It's something different.
But look at the console, the top right. Of course, they're using their color scheme, which is nice.
And that is transplanted.
It kind of feels reminiscent to FS19 a little bit.
Okay.
Huh.
And after that, you got a special.
But I mean, it's the same information. It's nice and clean. I like it. It's a little less.
Okay.
And yeah, then
It's a little. I like it. It's not because the Farming Simulator 22 had the kind of a light gray background. This is kind of a dark, just I guess a black background, but with transparency. And here's the big deal. Look at the bottom right. Look at the bottom right. There is GPS built into the game. At least I would assume. But other than that, the HUD display down here at the bottom. You've got your speed indicator, your time, everything like that. On the right, you've got your repair and diesel. There's really not much different there. However, you do have that GPS symbol at the bottom right. And they move the contents stuff to the top of that as opposed to the bottom left. I think it's a little smaller too. I mean, I'm sure modders can change anything you want there, but it's
technology behind this.
It's cleaner. I like it. And of course, the device indicator is still on the top. Of course, it turns green now, or whatever their color was. I wonder if they picked it because of rice.
Yeah, so it's almost like a typewriter. It's
Interesting. I wonder if they picked it because it's kind of the color of the rice.
Zoom in detail, you will also have that.
Or then again, they just made a rice that color. Now here's some interesting looks. This is like dry rice, which works more like regular, like what you're used to, like just regular crops. But you apparently do have to put a lot of water on the field, which makes sense. And of course the harvester here. But if you look closely when they get back to it here in a second.
Okay. So here we got our Iseki rice harvester.
That's a nice looking machine.
Rice type. It's also a pretty nice harvester.
So another new brand, of course.
It's a Japanese brand, interesting.
Yeah, this machine, yeah, it's something completely new.
So this is the Asian. Is this fair to say this is the Asian style?
So here, I mean, they're going to dig into the crop, but look at the meadowgrass. Look how thick it is in volume, and it basically has a lot of volume. And if you look at it while it's harvesting here in a second.
Something out because the rice harvesting, Stefan, is really cool. But I think everyone else, as well as me.
But it's got different, I think, different motion states when it's moving around. It's got different harvesting state, I think. And of course, if you look at the crop is more defined.
I don't see that.
Now they're bringing up the GPS.
Okay, well we do. Hopefully, you're gonna show us more. Maybe I know you're
that's been a big deal for console players, especially. That's not something they have access to normally, but now they do because it's built into the game. They're still not going to allow. There's no way they're going to allow the scripting mods. Interesting. It goes through the side. It's a new style of crop. You haven't seen that before in this game.
Yeah, that's really cool. How, like you said, it comes up like. Is that like a conveyor belt that it's like feeding it? Then that's really cool. I mean, that animation looks pretty nice.
It's really cool.
Right,
it's always neat to see something new. And of course, this isn't the only new crop. They've already announced they'll have spinach. I'm not sure how spinach works. Probably just cutting it normally. Just like a regular forage harvester or with potatoes you got to chop off the top. Maybe that's just what you'll do with spinach because you wouldn't pull out the stuff. And here's I think this is the. You can get like a version of this in gold if you do the pre-order. It's a neat looking combine.
Rice field which need to be
flooded. And there's like more particle effects because they're using the volumetric fog stuff. That's really cool.
But you still need water to have it grow because rice consumes a lot of water while growing. So it's
interesting.
A bit different.
Okay, cool.
He brought up more water.
We showed a little bit in the cinematic trailer.
I wonder if they're going to have more irrigation functions in the game.
By the way, everyone out there
I mean, you have to do it with rice, so maybe they've added watering to the rest of the thing.
Or if you buy it on our website as well, you can get it with the year one bundle. And
that's very cool. I think this is probably it. I mean, that's what we got. And that is it for the pre-show. Well, not really. They did a bit more of the esports stuff. But that's what we got. There's going to be more tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to put a video out on that one pretty quickly. We'll see. But tomorrow I think they're going to talk about modding and how the modders do stuff. We'll see if that has anything truly dramatic. The hope is that they've added they've added features to make it easy to convert over to from 22 to 25, all the mods, but because I mean that's really what drives this game is the mods. They provide the sandbox and then you play with mods in it mostly. But there's going to be hopefully something built in that allows you to easily convert, or if you're a mod maker, easily convert from one to the other. They're using the same engine, so you would expect that they're just going to be a lot. It's just an update engine. You'd expect there'd be a lot of similarities, and of course they make their own engines, so you don't have to worry about another engine maker like Unity or Unreal to do that. So hopefully it's going to be easy to make it. It's going to be very similar the way they've done it in the past. So you'll see a lot of really cool mods really fast. And hopefully the mods will be, hopefully if they do come out with DLC mods, I want to see precision farming again. We'll see. They haven't said it's going to be there. That'd be cool. We'll probably know about that tomorrow. I want them to do better with their paid DLC mod. It's like from Creative Mesh, like the pumps and hoses was pretty cool. I think it was a little overpriced for what you got, but I think it was pretty cool. The production pack the production thing was completely, it was completely botched. It was cheaper, but it was poorly implemented. It was broken to begin with, and that should have just been free. I mean, just let them get paid from the mod program, not directly from there, unless Giants is going to put more effort to make sure it's working when it comes out. But that's just my gripe. That's nothing to do with this. Maybe they're changing, maybe they learned, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Regardless, they've kind of already gotten my money. Collector's edition, I think, is out, at least in the USA. If there's any left, I don't know if there's a limit on them. And of course, you can buy the digital versions from, I think, Steam already and Giants directly. I'm not sure of any other place. I don't know if they're going to come to Epic Store or Green Man or anybody else. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. But with that, I'm going to call this episode over, or this little review video over. Let's call that. I am waiting to see what happens tomorrow, so it'll be interesting. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to see if I can dig into more. But like I said, there's very little out, and of course they're controlling it because they don't want to really get people's expectations up, which could be a good sign or could be a bad sign depending on how you look at that. So like I said, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will hopefully have something for you tomorrow, and I'm going to be following this stuff, so pay attention. Goodbye for now.